Seattle Seahawks return to practice today with the attitude that now is the time. After last Sunday's disappointing loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it is now the time for Seahawks to perform. And you know what? That's all there is for them to do. They have to play better. Here's what Pete Carroll and Bobby Wagner had to say.
Obvious. This is the finish up here for the regular season, and then we've got to get this game done. We've got to get what we need to get done here to have a chance to keep rolling. It ain't about really what's down the road. It's this game right now, this time, and we've got to do some things better than we did. And we've had some times where we've been okay, but we got to get better. And so you want to, how can you get better in a week? Well, watch. We're going to do that, and we're going to change a little bit of how this thing happened last week, and I'm anxious to see it come together. So it's always on this day is about back to basics and the fundamentals and doing the little things right. And so we got to capture this day and make sure it's a good one for us. Yeah, he looks really good. It's interesting how close the numbers are between when Dobbs was playing and when Kyler's playing. They're getting, they've got 3 wins in the last 7, so that's a little bit different. But the numbers are very similar, and the attack hasn't changed. It's just the style of the athlete. And there's nobody like Kyler. He's an unusually unique player with his speed and his quickness and his style, and he poses a ton of problems. 2 big corner routes on us, 14 and then there was a big crossing around in the game. Those were really the 3 big plays I thought that were the impact plays that really changed the field position. And that's what we had eliminated the week, 2 weeks prior to that. I think we had 3 combined in those 2 previous games. So those plays changed the field position. So when you run the football now, you can stay with it. And so they were fundamental stuff. The one great catch that Pickens makes, that's just a phenomenal play. But the other corner out is one that we can play in the crosser. We certainly have our ways to play that one too. So they had run the ball pretty well, and a couple play passes got us. And that doesn't need to connect, but it did in this instance. He looked pretty good running around. He got through the walkthrough today. That he got the release to do that. So that's a really good sign that he can progress through the week. He won't get practice reps today, but I think it allows him to get them tomorrow. So if everything continues to progress. So we spaced it out pretty well. The scheme up front, the blocks were well handled. He had the kind of room that he needs to do his thing. And the touchdown run was almost a perfect play, blocked and run and all of that. He's got it in to make big plays out of opportunities, and so we just have to keep creating for him. I really didn't listen today. I was pretty much pushing it to, we got to get ready to get going, have a great Wednesday, and that's all that's important right now. So I can't imagine that they're not totally on board to get this thing done, get this win, and see where it leaves us. I think I really do feel like our youth shows up, and that's a positive moving forward. And as we look to the future, you can see the future of this club, and it can go places and do stuff. but it has at times, we're not reacting as consistently as we'd like to. We see really bright spots, and then it maybe doesn't resurface. That's just we haven't solidified, the mentality of our guys in terms of them being NFL players. There's still a lot of guys that just came out of college in the last couple of years, and I think that's a real positive. But it's frustrating as heck right now, because we're not getting all that we need to get in a consistent basis, and it's going to happen, and it's there, and that's why we've been so positive about it, because you can see it, but we still got to go out and do it. And when we got in the middle of the schedule against the really top teams, we were not quite able to get over the hump of those guys. We come back and we get going again. We took a step back last week, and we just didn't keep on moving forward. And our other guys, the other guys are kind of young and spry and quick and all that. He is solid as a rock, and he still moves well and all that. But the other guys are a little bit more shifty and kind of on the edge, and that. Chen's going to take you right down the middle, and he can knock the hell out of you, and then he can make you miss too. And he just plays really strong, and we miss that. We really miss that. It's unfortunate season coming back to us in his leadership, and the example that he sets for other guys is, he doesn't have to say much. He just does everything well and right. And the fact that he's had a productive year and he's making his plays and making a ton of tackles again, and his durability again, which is just so remarkable throughout his career, is just a statement of his overall conditioning and development and maintenance of all that it takes to do that. And it's incredible he's played this much and continued 160-something tackles. That's amazing. So he's done everything we could have hoped for.
We just didn't execute, to be honest. There's really not much you can say about it. We didn't wrap up, we didn't drive. We knew they were going to come in, they were hungry, and we didn't do what we needed to get done to win the game. And maybe that's the mentality. Exactly answer to that, but at the end of the day, what you learn is you're professional. And whether you're an older player, younger player, whatever, you go out there, you have a job to do, and you're always going to be graded on whether you did that or not.
You guys talk all.
He's just a really good back. The way he finishes runs, the way he reads the defense, things like that, he's really good. Like, he's somebody who's always trying to fall forward. When he gets on the outside, he knows when to use his speed versus use a stiff arm. He does a really, really good job for them, and he adds another dynamic to that. You have to honor him, and the moment you pay too close attention to him, then that's when Kyler comes into the mix. And so it's going to be a big challenge for us, and we just need to make sure that we are ready for it. And
just being able to play for 15 games this year and reach that mark is just a blessing. But it's not just a personal goal, because it takes 10 other people out there on the field. So just shout out to the O-line, because I know it was a ton of guys who've been rotating this year. Drew, Gino, for being, stepping in the role and just being a great quarterback this year for this offense. And, Shane, Sanjay, Andy, Chad, all the running backs who stayed in, help with protection, and the running backs for, getting the tough yards when we need them, so we could be able to throw the ball. So it's just a team accomplishment and not just an individual goal. The way I look at it, it's consistency of not just letting me just be, an average person or average receiver, or just letting me settle with, what I've done so far. He's always pushed me every day. He always takes care of me, when I need an extra breather or a break, or anytime I'm frustrated on the sideline. He's always somebody that, talks to me or calms me down or tells me, the next play, or to keep my head up or stay in the game. So he's just been, more than a coach for me, a great friend off the field. So he's just been overall just a great person just to have in my life these past few years. They tell the truth. Wednesday, come compete. Turn over Thursday, then you either travel on Friday or you're playing a home game. So no, the message has been consistent this whole year. It's everywhere on the field. They got a young cornerback, number 24. Their back end is solid, and they play tough, and they're a hard defense. And then on top of that, their offense is rolling. They have a tough run game, have some playmakers, explosive playmakers on their offense side of the ball. But I think it's going to be a good challenge for us heading into the playoffs.
Okay, well, there you go. Pete Carroll and Bobby Wagner just talking about the urgency of the situation. And as far as the injury front, Abe Lucas is likely won't play. We won't know until the end of the week. But the other players that you saw on the injury report, a lot of them sitting out. But for the most part, we just have to wait and see. So I think they'll be healthy. But what the Seahawks need right now is to be healthy, wise, smart, and play some good football. From the VMAC in Renton, I'm Asvita Mare here.